Some days you're fine, and other days you are on the floor. And you must be asking yourself, what the hell's wrong with me? Sweetie, nothing is wrong with you. The bottom line, your relationship is over and you are just dealing with the fallout. You're probably wondering why it still hurts so much. Some days you're okay, other days you're not, flat to the ground. And oftentimes women say, why am I not further along, Debbie? Why am I not better now? And it's okay to think like that. It's okay to feel like that. There's nothing wrong with you, though. You need to understand that this is part of the process of grief, and it's really normal. We have to adapt in these changes, which can feel weird, right? Adapting to something you've never probably experienced before, the loss of somebody you have loved, possibly for decades. This stuff shatters us. There's so much involved in a relationship ending. And we don't just lose the person who was in the relationship, we lose a lot of other things too. The rhythm of our life, what we thought the future was going to be about. And we all try and manage to work through that rubble in our own very different kind of ways. Lots of things will impact the way we get through this. And it might not be graceful, it might not make sense to anybody else, but it is a way through, and we will all do it differently. So I want to talk to you so you can maybe understand the different ways you might be going through it and how it might be impacting you, and some things that you can do to try and make that a bit less challenging. What I want you to do is listen to what I'm going to describe and think, that's me, or that's not me. Yeah, I do that. And I will offer suggestions of how you might manage this process of grief at this, really difficult time of trying to manage the grief of the relationship ending and all of the other things that will be compounding at the same time. So let's talk about what women do. Women, all women, different women, but common things. So some women will kind of act as if they are untouched by the grief. I'm going to be fine. This won't break me. This woman doesn't cry about this stuff, but deep down she misses him desperately. And she still has moments of collapse. But underneath it all, there's this really deep-seated belief in, I believe in myself, and this won't be the end of me. I will be able to get through this. I just know it. And maybe that's you today. Maybe that's you sometimes. Or maybe it's not who you are at all, and that's okay. Maybe you were this before this happened. So just remind yourself that this place is possible. And we can circle back to moments of strength when we're struggling. It's not denial when we do this. It's about the defiance of, you're not going to drag me down. So some other people get into really high functioning, we pay the bills, we do the work, we take care of the kids, we smile in photos. It's all a bit surface level, we're on autopilot, just going through the motions, and nobody really sees the cracks that are going on because maybe you hide it really well. People say, oh, how are you going? Oh, I'm fine. But underneath, you're not fine at all. And you lie because it's too painful to talk about how you really feel. And if that's you, that's also not unusual. When we're in survival mode like that, some of us want to just keep moving like a moving target, But inside, we have got to make space for the pain that we're feeling. It's okay to sound fine, but we need to know that those comments are around putting a little bit of armor up to protect us against what's actually happening. Maybe you're early on in this process of grief, and maybe you are all in the raw, exposed, feeling like your skin's been peeled off and you've been dunked in vinegar. Nothing makes sense. Everything reminds you of what's going on, and it's just painful to your core. You wake up anxious and agitated, and you go to bed numb and just exhausted. Your body's heavy, and your mind is just in this constant loop. Why wasn't I enough? What if I'd just done something different? Am I going to feel like this forever? If you're feeling like this, understand this is part of the grieving process. It is a normal part of that process. Not pleasant, but normal. It's your body doing the brave work of processing the emotions that you're feeling. Things that you didn't ask for, things that you don't deserve, but things that are they're on your plate right now, and you're going to have to deal with them. You are not going to stay here forever. I promise you. But for now, you need to be gentle with yourself. Where you are is in a space of grief, really doing its job, processing all of it. And so be very gentle with yourself, very kind with yourself, very compassionate with yourself. Maybe you're not at that stage. Maybe you are red hot, fuming. You are so damn angry, it's not funny. You're angry at him. You're angry at yourself. You're angry at the world. You are sick of people telling you to just move on or things are going to be fine. And you are sick of pretending that things are going to be okay. And the rage inside of you is silent but bubbling. You scroll past people in the street and you just want to throw your phone at them. You're saying things to yourself like, how come he gets to be fine with all of that and my life is in pieces? I gave everything to this damn relationship and he's just walked away like it's nothing. Know that the anger is real. Know that it's valid and know that it's there to protect you. Also, it's a part of grief. It's a secondary emotion. Anger is above the feelings of hurt, sadness, vulnerability, and fear. It helps us with boundary setting. So, it keeps us looking at what has happened, why it happened, and the injustice of what we feel has happened. Anger isn't a problem, but pretending you don't have it, that can cause issues. Process your anger appropriately. Maybe you are at a stage where you're just shrugging now, not because you don't care, but because it's just too damn hard. Maybe you got all quiet. Maybe you've stopped hoping. Maybe you're saying things like, maybe this is how life is going to be right now. And I'm too old to get a new relationship, too old to start over. That's not dramatic or needy. It's just exhaustion. It feels too hard to be hopeful. And if that's you, please know you haven't really given up. This is just a pause. This is a standing still. It's too much. And even stillness, even that pausing, that's still helpful. It's survival. You won't stay here, I promise you. You may visit sometimes, but you won't stay here. But stillness isn't about giving up. It's about just surviving and pausing for a little bit, catching your breath. You might cycle through these different kinds of things in an hour. You might do it weekly or monthly, depending on where you are in the grief cycle. I want you to understand that there's no right or wrong way of doing this, and there's no speed to it. You go at the speed you're going at, your speed, your process. All of it is right. There's no shortcuts or getting there faster. There just isn't. I want you to know that it's important for you to give yourself grace and to know that you will get through this. You are worthy and you are grieving and it's hard, but you're going to rise from this. You will, I promise you. And no matter how many times you fall in this process, you will rise again. I guarantee it. Healing isn't about becoming somebody else. It's about showing up for who you are in all of it today. That's what you need to do right now. I know it's hard. On my store, you will find a survival guide if you need some extra supports. Come and join me each Thursday. I do a live chat on my YouTube channel where women just like you come and I answer questions and we share some information about how we're going. Or if you are finding this really, really challenging and you need some one-on-one support, I'm available to do that. You can hit me up in the comments and I will give you my diary link. In addition to that, I would love to know, where are you at? How are you feeling? Do you vacillate between those things? Have you gone through some of those processes? Let me know in the comments. I'm interested to find out how you're coping. And on the next video, we're going to talk about rebuilding and how that looks. You'll find previous videos from this series here on the screen, and you'll find the next videos from this series here too. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.